Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for attending our session, which, if you are here in the morning and just now, I think it is the most important session in this conference, as we focus on people, on seafarer and on shore personnel for the shipping industry, and see how we can find, recruit, retain, and develop. So with this very brief introduction, I would like to thank Nicholas for putting these interesting panels and topics for a long time, the last 20, 25 years or so that I participate, and this is commendable. And let me present my panelists. Captain Panagiotis Drosos on my left is Managing Director of Capital Ship Management. Amalia Marcou, Crewing Director of Enesel. Metaxia Psalti, Chief Operating Officer of Neda Maritime Agency and Vice Chair of INTERCARGO. And at the end, Marinos Kokkinis, Managing Director of OneCare Group. Ladies and gentlemen, shipping at its best today keeps recovering from crisis after crisis, being pandemics, geopolitical issues, sanctions, regulation, and others, showing proven flexibility, resilience, and adaptability to whatever the challenge is. But with all of these challenges, will the shipping industry be able to cope with a shortage of able and well-trained personnel on board and ashore that seems to start creeping and becoming a major issue for the industry and its futures? With this short and focused introduction, I'm turning to Metaxia, and I ask her, what are your company's basic principles recruiting sea personnel and retaining them?
Thank you very much, Mr. Pantazopoulos. First of all, I want to thank the organizers for inviting me here. It is an honor to me. At Neda Maritime, we recruit mainly Greek officers and Filipino ratings. So on recruitment, we work closely together with Greek and Filipino public and private maritime academies. We identify and support the most promising cadets whom we recruit. Actually, we recruit a great number of cadets, more than what we actually need for the fleet we have. And this is the reason is that we have identified that the best seafarers of ours are those that they have started their career as cadets at Neda, and they progress their career always with us. When selecting when selected candidates for vacancies we have, we look beyond the technical knowledge. Of course, we require proven skills through digital platforms and testing them. However, we look also for competencies like adaptability, teamwork, resilience, and most of all, safety culture. At the same time, we are trying to understand the expectations that the young generation has, and also guide our more experienced seafarers to bridge the generational gap. On retention, we are proud that our rates are consistently exceeding 95% or more, and this is not by chance. The owners have deliberately kept the company at a small, controllable size, small is within brackets, with a strong family-oriented culture and security. So both the seafarers and the shore personnel feel that they are part of Neda family. We care not only for our crew and our seafarers, but also for their families. We're providing private insurances, and also we're looking very much to their well-being and their welfare. Welfare is a core philosophy for us, and we're trying our best to provide them with whatever their needs are. Obviously, we have gone to the digitalized and we have provided Starlink and 5G antennas on all our fleet for quite some time. So data connectivity through data is there, and they have free data that we avail to them to connect with their families. Similarly, we're looking for other recreational digital platforms like Netflix, live TV, and things like that. We also have equipped gyms, but this is a standard. Most of all, we're looking for innovative solutions like the last we are running, which is a greenhouse project, and we are producing fresh vegetables on board our ships. Our seafarers do that, and they like it a lot. Finally, we listen to our seafarers. We listen what they need, and we're doing this very actively, both ashore and on board. We have a very extensive management visits plan, and we are there, we listen to them, we open dialogue, and this is a way we have our seafarers retained within the company. They are not a number in the crew list, and they are feeling that they are part of a family, being at Neda, which values long-term competition, well-being, and professional growth.
Well thought, but let's hear what Captain Panagiotis Drosos on the same subject from Capital, that is a pure oil tanker company, how they deal with this.
Thank you, Mr. Pantazopoulos. At Capital Sea Management, we operate with deep conviction that the strength of our operation lies to the strength of our people. It's a guiding principle embedded in every aspect of how we recruit and how we retain our seafarers. Recruitment for us is not a transactional process of filling roles. It's about identifying individuals who reflect our values, integrity, resilience, adaptability, and commitment for continuous improvement. We draw talents through a diversified sourcing strategy, developing further our existing pool, investing in cadet programs, investing in training innovative maritime academies. We are proud being the leaders, having the first virtual reality bridge simulator in Chios Island, and our selection process includes technical assessments, scenario-based decision-making evaluations, cross-cultural adaptability testing, and psychological resilience checks. We believe that success at sea requires more than technical skills, and seamanship in our days demands the right mindset and capacity to perform under pressure. From day one, every seafarer is provided with transparent career pathways, clear promotion milestones, and access on ongoing training. Retention for us is about partnership. We invest in our people not just during the contract period, but throughout their careers. That includes mentorship, tailored training programs, and emotional support. On board, we promote caring and inclusive culture, ensuring a healthy work-rest balance, dignified living condition, and strong connectivity with the families. Last but not least, we actively listen to our crews throughout regular satisfaction surveys, debriefings, and open crew forums, including our upcoming on Constanza next week. These channels ensure our people are not just heard, but responded to.
Thank you, Captain Panagiotis. It seems that both Neda and your company have some recruiting and some retention capacities. But I wonder a bit on the future. I wonder if our industry is attractive, shipping industry is attractive, to work for onshore and sea. So what do you do for the future, Metaxia?
First of all, I firmly believe that shipping is an extremely attractive, fascinating, and well-rewarded industry. It requires resilience, strength, hard work, and talent. I doubt there is any other profession in the world that keeps your adrenaline in such high levels as shipping does. But we do have challenges, and a challenge that we have to face is perception. The traditional image of hardship at sea still discourages many to join our industry. And unfortunately, the media has not helped. Instead of showcasing innovation, pride, opportunity, their coverage is all the time focuses about accidents, pollution, negative stories, sad stories. As a result, even though shipping is a well-rewarded career, we are losing talents to other industries, both ashore and at sea. So we must give our profession a sense of pride. Shipping should be seen as a modern, impactful, and purposeful industry. And the young people actually can gain responsibility and autonomy from day one. So there are, to this direction, I know that there are excellent initiatives, amongst which is one which is currently ongoing in one of the Hellenic Chamber of Shipping, with social media campaigns sharing authentic stories from seafarers. We have ISALOS and ICS programs for many years now, and we have also a very good initiative, the Adopt a Ship, which is run by Mrs. Notia, whom I can see in the first row. Adopt a Ship initiative also connects children from the very early age, from primary schools and high schools, with captains to inspire them early. To remain attractive, we need to look at some core problems we have. We must address the excessively long contracts. We have to see opportunities, to seek opportunities for shore leave. We have to invest in technology, life and the work balance, career development. We must understand also the mindset of the new generation and adapt our practices to meet their expectations. This means that we have to rethink how we train them and how we lead them. Young professionals often have shorter attention spans of 2 to 5 minutes, this is what statistics say, and rely less on memory. So we have to use storytelling, gamification, interactive training. We must also involve our mentoring styles and move away from the old-fashioned dictatorial mentorship. Therefore, we must place greater emphasis acknowledging also what the young generation is doing well, because this is how they were trained and they are used with the social media and the thumbs up, rather than how can I say it, scold them for something that they did bad, for a near miss that they had. So we must excite and engage the young professionals by working on personalized and adaptive development programs. And if we embrace these initiatives, we promote shipping with pride and modernize our industry, I'm confident that we will have the workforce that we require and the talents are back in our industry.
Thank you, Metaxia. Captain Panagiotis, the same.
Indeed, the challenge around the human resources in shipping is real and it's growing. But we believe this is also the moment for leadership. The maritime industry remains one of the most dynamic, global, and purpose-driven sectors. However, to remain competitive and attractive both on board and ashore, we must rethink what the next generation expects from a career at sea. Many of today's professionals, especially younger ones, are looking for more than stability. They are looking for purpose, recognition, and personal growth. Our industry must respond to this shift by rehumanizing the work experience, offering more than compliance, more than routing, and more than hierarchy. At Capital, we shall continue being a company where joining is a privilege and staying is a natural choice. This means creating meaningful development paths, integrating leadership training, providing mental health support, and facilitating cross-functional mobility. It also means strengthening the voice of our people, ensuring our crews and onshore staff are included in shaping the future of their roles. Shipping has all the ingredients to inspire global impact, real responsibility, and cutting-edge transformation. But to attract talents, we must embed dignity, learning, and inclusion into every layer of our work culture. If we can do that, Mr. Pantazopoulos, we won't just retain talent, we will inspire it.
Thank you. And since I want to conclude this first part of our session, which is recruitment, retention, and the future, I will end up with Marinos. Give us some strategies on attracting talent to the industry, and especially now that digitalization and technological advancement has been introduced in the fleet, on board, and also ashore. So what are some of these strategies, Marinos?
Thank you, Mr. Pantazopoulos. Thanks for having me here. From our side, being, let's say, a service provider and supporting the human capital into dimensions, health and well-being, learning and development, we'll try to shape a perspective based on what the fellow panelist mentioned. So I believe the reality is mixed. Shipping still offers international careers, indeed, competitive pay, and responsibilities at a young age, which is attractive. But as mentioned earlier, challenges remain. Long periods away from family, limited connectivity, and perception of being a traditional industry. Attracting the new generation starts with reshaping the narrative of what a maritime career represents today. Young people, we all know they are drawn to purpose, to innovation, and to growth opportunities. And the industry needs to communicate that we offer all three. At OneCare Group, we believe that improving the human experience across the entire maritime ecosystem, from recruitment to retentions, is key. This means integrating well-being and mental health support and learning pathways into the everyday life of seafarers and office staff alike. Digitization can actually help us bridge this gap through online learning platforms, virtual well-being programs, and data-driven insights that can make maritime careers more engaging, connected, and aligned with modern expectations.
But let me ask you, do we invest as an industry enough in order to support the future on both shore and, of course, seafarers? Does the industry invest enough in the training, in what is upcoming? What do you think? And I'm asking you because as a provider, you can judge, you can see what is going on from the shipping industry.
Yes, traditionally, the maritime industry has been driven by compliance. So most of the companies, they have focused more of their attention on the safety and education, which was a natural, let's say, top priority. But well-being has been on the side. Nowadays, we've seen that some companies, they started recognizing this equally, and they believe it's important because it directly impacts safety, performance, and retention. In our work with ship management companies and operators, we've seen a clear shift toward a more balanced approach. So well-being is now viewed as a strategic investment rather than a soft skill from many. On this point, I would like to highlight that let's say we often assume that casualties are about lack of skills. But from a recent report from the UK Chief Accident Investigation, we've been warned about a new risk, which is chronic boredom. Automation has taken away much of the manual work, leaving watchkeepers disengaged, distracted, and in some tragic cases, unsafe. This shows competence isn't just about certificates, it's about human well-being and mental resilience. Having said that, companies that they build services that integrate well-being into company culture through, let's say, mental health support lines, psychological assessments, physical health programs, and even family support services, this holistic approach helps companies to move beyond perception and into measurable action.
Thank you, Marinos. It seems to me that our panelists more or less agree on the same lines. I want to relate something to you. 20 years ago, Norway had a lot of car accidents, so they introduced safety driving in the elementary school. Today, Norway has no car accidents annually, pretty much zero. If we want Greece to become the greatest seafarer nation it used to be, we need to introduce and educate young people from the elementary what sea means for Greece and what shipping industry. Moving to the next subject of well-being, this was techniques on recruiting and retaining. Now we go, let's say, we have the people. How do we ensure their well-being and their sustainability? So, Amalia, I will start with you. United Nations has put 3 subjects on human sustainability: good health and well-being, quality education for personnel, and gender equality. By the way, 1.2 is the average percent for worldwide women in shipping, where in Greece, we are a bit ahead, is around 6% of the total workforce working in shipping are women. So what Enesel is doing about human sustainability?
Thank you, Mr. Pantazopoulos. This is a great point. Linking shipping HR strategies with the UN sustainability goals is what each company is aiming for. So we also in maritime industry, we do things on acting on these 3 sustainability goals. And I will mention a few actions that we do at Enesel to act on these 3 goals. So about good health and well-being, first of all, we enforce compliance with Maritime Labour Convention to ensure safe working and living conditions on board. We manage fatigue not only by having safe manning levels, but also by proper reporting and checking of the work and resting periods on board of our vessels for our seafarers. In addition to that, we have offer recreation facilities on board our ships. Fitness, we put a lot of effort on the fitness and ensure that seafarers have good quality and healthy and nutritious value food. Moreover, we work with a mental health provider, and we provide mental health support to our seafarers, including psychological support for any issues that they may face. And we also have comprehensive regular medical checks. And in addition, we also work with a telemedicine provider so that in case of an accident or a sickness case on board, seafarers have direct access to a professional and to a specialist. On the second goal, quality education for personal development, we are working on cadetships programs, and we also recruit and educate our cadet and mentor them through their careers till senior officer's position. We work on individual officers' career path and mentoring and guiding them to reach the higher level and up to senior officer position as well. We work on modern training methods, use of simulators of e-learning platforms that seafarers can access training ashore and on board from their own device. We work with blended trainings. We offer ship-to-shore transmission trainings in case we have an opening ashore. And in general, we promote a lifelong training and not only just mandatory certification. About gender equality, we have strong policies against bullying, against anti-harassment and anti-discrimination on board our vessels. Thank you.
Can I ask if you have women seafarers?
At this point, we don't have at Enesel women seafarers, very gratefully.
So I want to continue with you on, there is a perception in the industry that the crew departments of shipping companies, they care on safety, so they educate the seafarer on safety more, and they don't care too much for their well-being. Is this true? Is a perception? And if it's a perception, what do you do for their welfare? Well-being, what does it mean someone is well-being? Is understood on how people feel and how they function, both on a personal and on social level, and how they evaluate themselves, their lives.
So the short answer is that historically, the crew department were emphasizing mostly on technical education and on certification and on compliance issue and on safety, make seafarers behave and act safer on board. So this, the aspects of well-being was kept a bit behind. But nowadays this is changing and the gap between technical development of seafarers and well-being is shrinking a lot. So in our industry, we do a lot in supporting seafarers. As Metaxia says, we listen to their needs, we listen to what they want, and we try to supply it on board our ships. We work a lot with, we offer them fitness and recreation facilities on board our vessels. We try to shorten contracts and keep contract short by having a long-term planning so that seafarers can disembark on time and so they can join when they wish to join, not too short, but also not too long vacations. We have various platforms that seafarers can play some games and they evaluate their well-being on board, like the Big Yellow Fish or like the crew care solution.
Do you pay retention fee to your seafarers for the time they are not on board?
For the time they are on board, no, we don't pay standby wages, no.
Metaxia, do you? Do you pay retention fee to your seafarers for the time they are not on board?
Yes, for 2 months. Yes, if they extend their vacations, then no.
Okay. Marinos, actually, I left you because representing somebody not in a ship managing company, what do you think about those two aspects, the human sustainability and the perception? Is it safety? Oh, I want to train my people on safety, not too much on well-being. What do you think?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, they do invest more in training because of compliance reasons. From my chair, let's say, in my hat,
your company name is OneCare.
Yes,
right?
yes. On the health and well-being side, allow me to highlight some stuff. Because it's great to hear, that many companies, they are implementing solutions and they are supporting the well-being of their seafarers. What I would like to highlight is that I would like to bring some statistics to the table. 2024 results from GARD, okay, P&I Club, they illustrated 90 deaths seafarers, 83% from health issues, primary reason cardiovascular, 9% suicides, overrunning the fatal accidents. For me, that's why I'm saying wearing my OneCare hat clearly, it's about saving lives, it's about preventing. There are gaps, and we need to close those gaps. I have highlighted earlier that, yes, investing in training, obviously we need to continue investing, but we need to close the gap as well on the well-being side. It's very important because without healthy crew, the certificates, they don't play any role. If we look at strategies of how to close this gap, I will start with a PME quality assurance program, focusing on an enhanced PME profile, auditing the PME clinics, adopting solutions that they can provide predictive analytics on health risk assessment of the seafarers. These are elements that can assist us to, let's say, minimize the risk and mitigate them. Implement the, let's say, health plans and assist the crew, let's say, to do changes in their lifestyle. And when I'm saying changes in their lifestyle, I'm talking about exercise, about diet, about substance use, about stress management, which all of these factors are manageable and they contribute to their overall health.
I would like to add...
Statistics. You want to say?
Yes, I would like to add on what Marinos says, that we have to ensure that safety and well-being are seen together as one lot and not as individual concepts to succeed.
This is true, but I want to turn on this well-being to Metaxia now, because in a very recent survey among seafarers, World Maritime Forum, part of World Maritime University, seafarers stated following areas that need improvement: zero tolerance for harassment, improve contracts to avoid pressure on us, enhance online and social connectivity, guaranteed access to the helpline and health line, parental support, personal protective equipment, transparent training and evaluation from the company. This is what the seafarer said. So what do you say?
I say that that was part of this initiative. Neda was proudly active, actively participated in this diversity at sea pilot program of GMF, of the Global Maritime Forum. We participated with one of our bulk carriers, which was chartered by Cargill, and we both actually joined the workshops at GMF. It became clear to me at a very early stage that the standards of Neda were above the industry average. And I don't say that myself, it was something that we got back from the seafarers themselves. That was extremely rewarding, obviously, for us. There was consistently a ship being ranked at the highest satisfaction levels on all the areas, and that particular ship was actually a Neda ship, as was revealed to us by GMF later on privately. What we obviously do well, and with respect to the areas that GMF identified that need improvement, we do, on harassment and bullying, we enforce a strict zero-tolerance policy with confidential reporting channels and mandatory training. This is something that we are doing for many years now, before 2017, if I recall well, actually. We have tried to employ female seafarers early 2010, and we have reinstated the program and after 6-7 years, actually, as I said, in 2017. On contracts, we ensure fairness, transparency, and full MLC compliance, obviously. But at the same time, we do accommodate tailor-made contracts for our senior seafarers, most of the times, either adjusting longer, if they need, or shorter contracts. On connectivity, as I mentioned earlier, we do have, we have installed Starlink to all our ships and 5G antennas, so I have touched base on that, actually. On helplines and mental health, we have subcontracted this service to a company, and the seafarers have confidential access to that. I will touch base here on what Marinos mentioned earlier about health, and I will say that in all our ships we do have defibrillators for the cardio issues that he mentioned that they are quite high in ratio. We also run a lot of health campaigns, again. We do support the families of our seafarers. We have direct contact with them. We're trying to have yearly seminars with the seafarers' wives in the office and address their concerns and their issues. On PPE, it's something that for me was a norm. We do supply high-quality equipment and tailor-made, gender-appropriate PPE for our female seafarers. We had located one company in the US, and we are supplying them from there. On training and evaluation, we use transparently and competency-based assessments by digital platforms, and we do have a structured feedback loop, which is important as well. So what I learned from GMF was that my company was actually ahead of the curve, but the industry is not. So we must raise collectively the bar.
Very good. More or less, all of the answers are that you do take actions and you have for the future. But I want to ask all of you a very brief 2 questions. Women on board, are we going to see top to bottom crew, female, from Marinos? Top to bottom crew, female, yes or no?
Actually, there are some companies that they have already implemented this, and I know in UAE, 2 companies that they have done that, and they are saying that it's been a success.
On what type of vessel?
Tanker vessels. And actually, one of, I would say, discussions through this was how the male crew feels about that. Because, okay, they see that they want to support the women, but they now see that male seafarers are reacting to that.
Anyway, this is, we go to a different, yes, but brief, very brief, though, because we are running out of time.
For me, personally, it's not about the numbers. Okay, it's about creating an environment where women can see a full career in shipping, especially on board.
Okay.
Metaxia. And we need to do adjustment on board for the environment to be inclusive.
Part of the previous, I mean, foundings on seafarer surveys, they talk about this, etc. Metaxia, you want to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to say about what Marinos mentioned about the male seafarers. I mentioned earlier that we have tried to bring the female seafarers in 2010 and we were unsuccessful. We repeated that in 2017, and the reason was that we haven't trained the male seafarers to accept the women on board. So actually you need to do, to train them and change the culture. For the top to bottom, for Greek shipping companies, for us, for example, I don't think that we will ever manage it because there are no female ratings. There are only officers. Having said that, in GMF, there was one ship that was participating, an Indian ship management company, that was participating with a top to bottom Indian female seafarers vessel. The thing, though, is this the real goal, to have a top-to-bottom ship? I don't think so. The real goal should be to achieve true inclusivity. The success will be when diversity will not be the headlines, but will be the norm.
Amalia?
I also believe it is difficult to have top to bottom because of the supply. The supply is not there. However, in certain areas of the world...
Speaking on supply, there are more women worldwide. You know, on the total population,
yes,
the women
but,
population is more than the men.
Seafaring as a profession are not enough. And we may see this in certain areas of the world, especially in coastal trade vessels. And of course, we see a big number increasing in the cruise ships nowadays.
Very good. Captain Panagiotis, your last word.
We fully support females on board. I don't know either whether top to bottom, since rating, I totally agree, we don't have in our industry. However, as officers, we say yes. We have started, the 10% of our cadets are female, and we are investing towards to see them being captains on board our fleet.
Thank you all. Thank you, the audience. I think we end up with a positive. Women will carry the future of shipping industry as we go. So thank you very much, and please applaud our panelists here.